Okay, hey everybody. Thank you guys all for coming.
Happy Sunday, everybody, and welcome to the Survival Seeds live stream.
Today we're going to be interviewing Simply Jan Homestead, and we're super excited to do that. I'm going to go to chat really quick, but I did want to make an announcement that we have a new time. From this week onward, we're going to be going live at 6 p.m. Eastern time, which was our original time slot. And ending around 7:30 instead of around 7, so that we can accommodate getting Mr. Joe back doing lives a little earlier in the day. He's going to be taking the 5 p.m. slot from what we've talked about. So thank you guys all for being here. Simply Jan Homestead, thank you for being here, and we're excited to see you later. Dark Lord Menet, and another time, thank you guys so much for being here. Hope you guys are doing great.
Happy Sunday, everybody.
Happy Sunday, Pat Evans and Be Charming. Thank you guys so much for being here. And Andale Homestead, hey, it's great to see you. Lewis Acre Farm, Miss Karma, hello. I actually sent you an email. Off Grid World, hello. I hope you're doing okay. We'll be praying for you. Jesse's Girl at Lazy Days Ahead, happy birthday this week. And it all adds up. Happy birthday to you too. We got a couple birthdays coming up this week.
Yes, we do.
Joe Fix It For You, hello. Hope you're having a great week. There's a big jump in chat. Jen's Hobby Nook, hello. Lorrie's World, so great to see you. And Robin Hood Homestead, hope you're having a great week. Dee's Garden Adventures, hey Deanna. Give me a sec. I think that maybe, there it is. Troy Sutton, hi. Hope you're having a great week. I think your mug arrived. So let me know if you got that.
Say that yeah.
That poor bean looks so sad. He's chilling. He doesn't dance.
He's chilling. He's not a dancer. He's like Kayla. He just chills. He just sits down and everybody else gets to dance.
Not for nothing, Homestead. Hello. Thank you so much for coming in.
The bean doesn't dance.
He does not dance. He's like
because
me.
You want to know why he doesn't dance? Because Trie didn't want to animate the bean dancing. Trie animated everyone else dancing.
It's Kayla representation.
Yeah.
Because there's not enough characters.
He represents all the people who don't like dancing like Kayla.
Woman Off Grid with Dog. Hello. There's another big jump. Hello. Oops. Thank you so much for being here. Someone said hi to Bubble Bibble, but I missed it. There it is. Hey, Bubble Bibble. Thank you so much for being here.
Happy Sunday. Hi, Rebel Canners.
Hi. Hope you're having a great week.
See you.
Lazy Days Ahead. Thank you so much for being here.
Everybody's saying hi to everyone.
Right. Thrifty Endeavors and Adventures. Hello. Our Treasured Home. Hi. I got both mugs. Yay!
Nice.
So glad you got them. Thank you so much for buying those.
Thank you so much.
Also, I changed up the subscriber, member, and purchase notification. So if you would like to make a purchase from our store, head to survivalseedscollab.com and then click on the store, and it'll display a fun little thing if you decide to order something during the live. I changed it, so it's not the same as last week. So if you guys want to figure out what that is, just unsubscribe and resubscribe or something. But it works for like everything. Memberships, super chats, purchases.
It's super cool.
It's very cool. I worked very hard on it for like 10 minutes.
She did.
Lewis Acre Farm.
Hello.
Yay, thank you so much.
The bean represents all us lazy people. Yeah. You can relate to the bean. The bean
Milk and Honey Heritage Farms, thank you so much for being here.
And the squash represents the minority of people who know how to do the splits.
I've never been able to do that, actually.
Yeah, me neither.
All right, so I did. If I had mod rights, I could drop the link to the store. I don't think I can make you mod because I'm on the wrong browser. Maybe management can. I don't know who's mods right now. Who has mod chip? Okay, I have a list of notes. So I did say happy birthday. Oh, okay. There's a voice that talks in my ear.
There's a voice in her head. She's hearing a voice in her head.
And it just said Bushcraft joined, and it kind of scared me for a sec. It happened with everyone else, too.
Yeah, but we weren't live yet then.
So happy birthday again to Nanny Tam, Lisa, Lazy Days Ahead, and Lorrie from It All Adds Up. Hope you guys have a great year ahead of you, and happy birthday. I'm going to pause for a second.
All of them have their birthdays this week, not today.
Why are you waving a skewer around?
I don't know. Bunky put this pack of skewers here, and I picked one up, and now I'm going to drum with it. So you got to deal with it.
Oodles and Caboodles of Crafts, thank you so much for being here. It does not sound as bad as that sounds.
It isn't what it sounds like, but it is.
Dark Lord Menet, thank you so much for dropping that. I really love the font that the chat is coming up on as. It's like so fun. That's what looks like a tear under the bean's eye. Are you sure he doesn't want to dance?
There's a tear?
Like, I don't want to play the whole 30 seconds again.
I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look at my original drawing, and I'm gonna look if he does look like he's crying. Is he really crying? Oh, that's not a tear. That's the middle of the bean. That's the little piece of the bean. Oh man, he does look sad.
It's a drummer.
But he's got the little smile, so he's sad.
Thank you. This is the best green screen background we've ever had.
We don't actually own this room. It's just a very nice looking background. We could make it something else. What about like a close up on Bunky's face?
No. So happy birthday to everyone who's having a birthday coming up. Also, if you would like to sponsor our monthly giveaway lives, email us at survivalseedscollab@gmail.com, and we'd love to set something up with you. We actually have a new sponsorship that I'm going to try to talk about a little bit later. Yes.
Oh yeah.
I've been talking about it all week.
Yeah, I know.
Alert box. I already talked about that. If you order a shirt, or if you become a subscriber, or if you give a super chat, or you become a member, it will show up something very, very cool. And I actually have a test I can show. I got a new font, and now it's just the vegetables dancing. So there's that. I just closed chat. He really does need a smile.
He has a little smile.
I think I'm going to leave the library. It just looks so good. And we had the greenhouse like all of last year. Yeah. So, and then we had the leaves for the off season. So I think this is going to stay for a while. Where'd my notes go? Okay. Also, no, I talked about that already. So we have a new time, and this is to, we're going to be starting at 6 p.m. and we're going to be ending at 7:30-ish. And this is because eventually Garden State Gardener is going to try to take the 5 p.m. slot. So we highly encourage you to stop over by him when he starts going live, because he's an awesome channel and he's a really great dude. How can the bean dance if the tomato keeps blocking his way anyhow?
Yeah, that's actually what really happened. I ran out of room on my screen, and you can see it in the speed draw, which I'm going to put up on my channel one of these years.
You should.
And I actually ran out of space on my screen, and I had to cut it short with the bean. I'm gonna export that now.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. It's gonna be great having him live again.
Yeah, I think we all missed him.
And we are actually talking about having him on for an interview one of these weeks.
Well, that would be awesome.
So that would be very, very cool. Who waters all those plants? Not me.
Nami? Who's Nami?
I don't know who it is, but it's not me. Wait, what?
What's going on?
Is that... Okay, the notification didn't go off.
Thank you.
I'm going to wait and see if it does go off, and I'm just going to check what the YouTube channel is doing. Hey, Penny Ortiz, thank you so much for being here.
I see you.
I want to check if that was a super chat.
Happy Sunday.
Oh, it was. I don't know why.
It'll probably just come up later. Remember, it was late last time.
Yeah, it was late. Thank you so much, Oodles and Caboodles of Crafts. We really appreciate you. Happy February. I would water them.
I would water them.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I would overwater them. That's my issue. I tend to overwater plants.
Butler Family Farm, hello. Thank you so much for being here. It's great to see you. All right. But thank you so much again to Oodles and Caboodles of Crafts. I really appreciate you. All right. And I thought I had another thing. Maybe the bean fell, and that's why he's crying.
Oh. Yeah, he fell.
He's just smiling, though.
But he's got a little smile, though.
He's hiding it.
He's hiding it. He enjoys watching his friends dance.
That is very clever, Miss Karma. I did not think of that.
For being here.
Yep.
Thank you for being here.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you to all of the people who ordered merch last week. Over half of them have been delivered. It did the thing again.
The video spoke in her ear.
I might have to turn that off because it just keep stop. I just stopped talking randomly.
It keeps spooking her.
What was I saying? Over half of the packages have arrived, and some of them will be getting to you guys this week. We did have a few issues. What was that? Oh, it was private chat.
Hi, Lynette Lawrence. Good to see you.
Hello. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, that one showed up.
Member for 1 month. Can't beat it, club.
And there's the thing. See?
Woo! Thank you.
So that's the thing
That
I
does
worked
look
on this
cool.
week.
I don't know why
I'm
I
just
didn't
going to
work
stick
on
them
that one.
everywhere. I don't know why it didn't work. I'm sorry. I might have to. Maybe I did something. Hey, Nightbot.
Hi, Nightbot. Please behave.
What
Please.
was I going to say? We did have a couple issues
Beep.
about someone got a package and it was not the right package.
No.
It was like a totally random thing.
Oh, yeah.
And the shirt that the baseball tee, the formatting is wrong. So
Yes.
we're still trying to work on that with the, I don't want to call them developers. What is that? With the distributors.
Yep.
On getting those fixed.
To make sure that doesn't happen again.
But thank you.
There aren't any errors.
Aw.
Aw, thank you, Miss Lorrie.
I'm very fond of those. They
They
just look so
super
cute.
cool. They're just like little guys just grooving over there.
Almost up to 2 years. That's amazing.
Wow. That's so cool.
I sent you a picture from Eric. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. It's weird though. Like that was just a totally random package. Yeah, I was wondering if yours looks the same because the first one that got ordered was extremely low, and the distributor wants to know if yours also looks like that because it could be a printing error or it could be a consistent thing that they have to fix.
Yeah, and so they're wondering about
So
that.
they are wondering about that. Where'd my notes go? Did the solve ever show up? So I don't know. I got a package from you. It's a little teal package, and it's on the counter. I have Christmas cards and some other stuff to open as well. And so it may be that. Aww. That sounds awesome. Congrats on the new job, by the way. I haven't received it yet, but I'm sure it's fine. Yeah, and the one that showed up and it's low also looks really good to me. That's just not the way I pictured it looking because that's not the way the template looked.
Yeah.
Hey, Downright B, thank you so much for being here. Hope you're having a great week. And my notes are gone again. I keep clicking away from it. All right. I think that was it. We are interviewing Simply Jan Homestead today. She's an amazing gardener, and we've been her friend for a very long time. And so we're very thankful for her agreeing to come be interviewed. But first, we're going to bring up the co-hosts. No, we're not going to do anything with that tonight. We do have it, but we're not going to open it on live. I don't know why it's doing the formatting. Okay, there we go.
Hello.
No, sorry, wrong person.
Sorry, Miss
Hi,
Jen.
Jen.
We'll bring you back.
I kind of like it because it made it skinnier.
Bye, Jan.
Yeah, hi and bye, Jan.
I'm so
Nice
sorry.
knowing you, Jan.
Still trying to get used to the name.
That's the quickest interview you've ever done.
So sorry.
Way to go.
You had one job. One job.
I'm trying.
Welcome to my world.
So how have you guys been doing?
Oh, we're good. We're in Alabama right now. Alabama, by the way.
Sweet.
Ooh.
Yeah. The weather's nice.
Weather's nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, we got to meet with some awesome folks from Georgia. They were hitchhiking, so we picked them up. Oh no, it was Joey and Ginger from Not for Nothing, and Joe fixed it.
Oh, cool.
Sweet.
So they're here visiting with us. So
We made a delivery.
we had to make a delivery to Alabama.
and
so.
a pickup. So we
And a
had
pickup.
Oh, cool.
Change. Yeah.
a birthday present.
Mr. Charles, how are you doing?
Oh, not too bad.
Good. Good to hear. All right. There's a couple questions that I wanted to talk about. No, there is no music tonight. We do music on our Vineyard Chicks channel, which is going to be Monday at 9.
So Trey, I gotta say, listen, the animation, the intro animation of the vegetables, 2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
And I like it because you represented us lazy folks.
I thought you might say something about that.
The beater down there is like, I'm not gonna dance. Nope.
He's just having fun. He's
I'm just
enjoying
having
it.
fun.
chilling.
I'm watching.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah. I sit back and relax.
No,
Yeah, that's
I love
Kayla
it.
too.
I love it. And I love the skinny legs. Do not take the skinny legs away.
They just look so awkward. It's wonderful.
They're so goofy. I love them.
They're perfect.
Blue Sacred Farm wants to know what streaming service I'm using. I'm using something called Talk Studio. It's through Streamlabs, and it's a lot prettier than StreamYard, and some of the features are a lot cooler. I just don't know how to bring people up correctly yet, apparently. It's their second week using it, so it'll come in time.
It's got better audio, and
Oh, yeah.
also you can go up to 4K.
Right, it's awesome.
The only thing it doesn't have is a giveaway tool.
Yeah.
So giveaways will still be through StreamYard on Mr. Jesse's account.
And
Oh.
by the way, they're going to start charging for that giveaway tool. StreamYard.
Yeah.
That's not good.
They want that money.
Well, who doesn't, right?
People just like canceling their memberships that they would not do stuff like that.
They're probably going to lose a lot of folks if they get rid of the giveaway tool and the comment picker.
Right.
Yeah.
They're probably going to lose a lot of folks, including me.
It
Right.
used to be I could use it and not have StreamYard. I could still use it. And then they blocked you to have an account,
Wow.
a paid account to use it.
That's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. Lynette Lawrence, ladies, I had plans to join the seed collaboration. I fell down the stairs and landed face down in the cement. Ooh. I'm working my way to joining you all. Aw, I hope you feel better. That sounds really rough. Yeah, we'll be praying for you.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's really
That's
bad.
that's really bad.
That's awful. I hope you feel better soon.
Wow.
Hey, Kentucky woman Carlene, thank you so much for
Hello.
being here. All right. We had this thing where for like a solid week, the second you go outside, everything was a solid 2-inch sheet of ice.
It was so hard to walk.
Like solid. Like
I've
all
got
the way to the
bruises
barnyard.
on my leg from falling.
Wait a minute, Kayla. You guys have been living in Michigan almost all your life. Do they not sell cleats in Michigan?
Oh, they
I think
do.
they probably do,
They
but
do.
like I've never seen like an ice storm like that before. We've
Well,
had
we have. We've
had
them
like
that.
polar vortexes where it was really snowy and really cold, but all of our snow melted and then it rained and then it dipped back into freezing temperatures. So it's just like a solid sheet of ice.
across the whole property. So
It
it's
was
hard to
bad.
walk anywhere.
Last night we had a thunderstorm and it rained, then ice, then snow, then ice, then rain, and then back to snow again.
It's lasagna.
7-layer dip, snow edition.
Technically, isn't snow ice?
No, there's a big difference. when all of your branches and power lines and everything fall because of the weight of the ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get your ice
Denise,
skates
thank you
out,
so
girl.
much for being here. What?
So get your ice skates out.
Yeah.
Now, do any of you guys up there in your family, do they all do ice skating? You know,
No.
The blade ice skating?
We did when we were really little, but we haven't been in a long time. Bunky was really good at it, just like naturally when she was like, what, 3?
Yeah, because you got a pond there for the cows, right?
We do.
Yeah.
And does it freeze over where you can go ice skating on it?
Yeah, you could.
It does.
It's just kind of dangerous.
Seems like your dad would play hockey.
He does not.
No,
I thought he
was,
should,
He
but
was
he
a
doesn't.
baseball guy.
He was a baseball
Okay.
Almost the same thing.
guy.
Yeah, hockey.
They used to
baseball,
watch
no
hockey when
different.
I was like 6.
Oh yeah, they did watch a lot of hockey.
Yeah. Where'd it go? There was a comment that I was going to say.
Bunky
There it
was
is.
gonna play hockey. That was gonna be her thing.
Yes.
And then I fell on the ice and dragged Dad down with me.
He
He
got
got vertigo, so we never went ice skating after that because he got really bad vertigo after I tripped him. I felt really bad about that.
So Jen's asking, how was dinner? Dinner was good. We went to a place here right by the hotel. What's it called? Wiggles? No,
Winsel's Oyster House.
Winsel's Oyster House. It was phenomenal. They had this crawfish cream sauce that went on top of the fish. Oh my goodness. Make you want to slap your mama. I mean, it's that good. I'm serious. But no, somebody suggested it to us on
Deanna.
our was it Deanna?
Yeah, Dee's
From Dee's Garden.
Orchard.
So we went there. It's like I could throw a rock and hit it. That's how close it is. So we said, hey, let's try it. Dee said it was good. So we went, and it was, Dee. It was outstanding.
It was good.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of people were talking about StreamYard because I'm super behind in chat. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, they did double the cost, and that was really hard to deal with. So we lost it too.
I'm actually liking this thing better than StreamYard now.
It's so nice.
Well,
My only thing is
this used to be the old melon. You know the melon, right? This what this was.
Yeah, they incorporated the stuff from Streamlabs into Melon, which
the only thing is that like you need a Streamlabs account to work it, like to like customize stuff. But in addition to having a Talk Studio membership, you also have to have a Streamlabs membership to get like a lot of the features.
Oh, so
I don't need both.
You have to have a Streamlabs account and then a Talk Studio account.
So you only need the Talk Studio per se, but if you want to like have cool alert boxes and different themes and stuff, you have to have the Streamlabs account because that's where they run the themes through.
Is it two different fees?
It's it's two different sort of like it's talkstudio.streamlabs.com. But they're two separate memberships for like all of the premium themes and stuff.
You don't
need it.
You don't have to pay for the Streamlabs though.
Yeah, you don't need it. It's just annoying because all the cool stuff I found
another download. You mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, not a download.
It's one fee.
One page.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we only paid for the Talk Studio one, but there's additional stuff that you can pay for through Streamlabs.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Of course. Yeah, because we're going to have to seriously think about how we're going to do our business after StreamYard loses all those folks.
Yeah, when I left Nightbot, I actually went to Streamlabs, and coded for them for their bot. That's why I have my own bot because I already did the coding for it.
That's awesome.
I'm allowed to use it.
Right.
Okay.
Comments?
But
Rebel Canner says a fallen
has the same stuff.
Interesting.
Jen. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, I can't wait to finish it.
The flan that Ginger made.
Ginger made
Awesome.
She brought flan from Georgia.
Whoa.
She refrigerated it long enough for it to get here. And then we had some of it last night. Oh my goodness.
Awesome.
Yes.
Flan's the best.
Flan is the best. Now, I haven't had the Filipino flan yet. I think they call that Philly flan.
No,
I don't think so.
no one has ever called it that ever.
What?
You do well not to.
That's
It's not
Philadelphia.
Philly flan?
No.
It's Filipino flan. The one your mom was talking about. Filipino flan.
No, that's
No.
Flanapino.
Oh,
Stop.
Flanapino. I like Philly flan myself.
That's
Well, that sounds
Philadelphia.
like it's from Philadelphia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was good.
Or Pinot flan. Pinot flan. Either way.
Sounds like wine.
It does.
Yeah, Pinot flan. Yeah, we're from the vineyard. Pinot flan.
Right.
Flip flan.
Flip flan.
The fun?
Yeah, it's really slippery ice this year. We hope you feel better. We'll be praying for you. 36 here. I don't know what we're at. That does not sound terribly warm.
We're up to
Today was
81.
really-
I think we're up to 81 or 82 today. Here
Brr,
on the Gulf.
that
on
is
the Gulf
so
of America.
cold.
Below
Wow.
freezing.
Frigid. Yeah.
Below freezing.
Yeah.
Same.
It's wintertime.
So I started my hydroponics inside a few weeks ago,
Yeah.
and I've got onions growing, not in the hydroponics, but in a seed start or salad tray next to it. Some onions, and I've got some beets that have come up, so I'll be able to transplant those outside. What else? I got lettuce, and I got two kinds of basil, and
Right.
my tomato plants too, and I'll be able to transplant those outside in a couple weeks. Fingers crossed.
It's not going to work.
Can't see all
The
of
second
it,
you
though.
want it to.
Oh,
there
there
you go.
it goes.
I was wanting the. Well, what's the other one?
I don't know.
Yeah. See,
Oh,
happy birthday to all you birthday folks.
There's a couple things in chat really quick. Where'd they go? Hey, Farming Nature's Way, thank you so much for being here.
There.
I don't.
That's all I got.
Why do you have that though?
Why not?
That's the real question is why.
I'm trying to figure out what it is.
Because he can. Because he can.
You could do this one too.
It's
What-
fun.
what did
Something.
one-
Oh.
That one got me.
Oops. Push the wrong
what-
button.
What was his name?
Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean. Yeah.
Miss Lorrie, I don't know. I got this like 2 weeks ago, and I don't think melon was a thing anymore.
No.
But I have
Yeah,
no idea.
you
No,
can't
it's
use your
switched
melon
over.
account.
Yeah.
Because I had a melon account and it wouldn't let me.
Just go to Top Studio.
I mean,
Yeah.
like relatively, this was less than $200. I think it may have been like 180 for the year. But StreamYard is worse, so it depends on
Yeah.
what your perspective is.
Yeah, I think StreamYard's going like 240 or 250.
And you
Oh,
should
wow.
have
Where's
and you
my
should
alarm
have
shot?
told me I could get you a discount.
Oh wow, sorry.
Oh, Charles, P.O. Box 3027, Pearland, Texas 77588.
So I don't know if you saw
I'll
Bannis.
actually have to log into mine to get the
Bannis
code.
comment.
I'm still very behind in chat. I'm still at 622.
He said, if I want to recommend survival seeds to someone, where do I direct them to get information?
That would probably be Michaela's
I'd go.
website.
Yeah, I'd go to the website.
Yeah,
I think-
survivalseedscollab.com.
Jan is still in the basement.
Oh.
There's fish crackers down there, so she's good.
Fish trackers.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna go in the basement.
Who's
Put me in the
StreamYard?
basement.
Yeah, I think StreamYard's trying to get people to quit.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's 25 here.
Oh,
I didn't
wow.
know this, but it is apparently 25 here.
Yeah, but you can use the free StreamYard and use the basics, but you can't
Right.
you can't customize it.
Right. Hey, almost off grid grandma, Miss Krista, thank you so much for being here. Yeah, let us know when you get that. That's super exciting.
So
you
let
gotta
me ask you, Kayla, on the on this app, does it have like in StreamYard where you can put music up or play music?
Oh yeah.
I can check.
Yeah, it does.
Like music from your download from your what is it like
Epidemic sound.
Epidemic Sound or YouTube Studio?
I don't see it here, but maybe.
I was just asking 'cause if it has that, then I'm sold. If it don't have that, then I'm gonna have to stick with StreamYard because I use
Also,
music.
did you know on the bottom row there's custom sounds like horns and things?
Or like the drum, the rim shot.
Kayla found him.
Yeah, we should have found that one.
Hey.
Oh
I
no.
found my favorite.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every time you bring someone on screen, I'm gonna play the air horn.
No. I'm trying to scroll. I did read that one. There we are.
She lied.
Yeah. And that's actually going to be the topic of tonight's interview when we bring up Miss Jan, because she's going to talk about timing, and that's going to be super cool. But yeah, thank you so much, Banifus. We really appreciate that. The website sounds great. Yeah, I thought StreamYard was going to be around 400 on my end too. It said like 280 for if you canceled and started again. But I thought the automatic renewal was going to be like 400-ish.
Yeah, so mine ends next month.
Oh,
So if I continue on after next month, then it's going to be $400 or whatever they decide it's going to be.
Wow.
So I got to make a big decision.
Right. That is it's a huge decision.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for sharing the links.
Yeah.
I'm trying to catch up. I'm up to 629.
I can talk to you guys more about it backstage. How you can
Okay,
do
yeah,
that.
thank you. Hey, Garden State so-and-so, thank you so much for being here. I got to bring the coordinators up, but I got to find the end of the chat. There it is. All right, so I'm going to bring up the coordinators. I'm a little bit behind schedule. There we go.
There they are.
Hello.
Our cheerleaders.
Oh no, I don't have mine.
Trey doesn't have hers either.
Brother Duster at
You need
home.
to get me some.
How are you guys doing?
Doing well.
Right.
Great.
Awesome.
Hanging out here. Apparently, I just had company show up at the door, but
Oh,
so I told Dave I was a little busy.
Okay. Well, you need to go first in talking about any channels that have any updates. Then, my
I
friend.
only have one update that I saw, and that
Okay.
was Lorrie up in northern BC at Off Grid World did a short. But that was the only one that I saw. I didn't see anything else from any Canadian channel. So if I missed something, you can let me know. I did another look this morning. Went through all the playlists and didn't see anything from Canada. So a lot of people up here aren't really able to plant anything yet.
right, right.
Right?
Same.
Because it's too cold. Unless you've got an indoor setup like I've got, then you really can't be growing up here yet.
Right.
We actually got snow this week.
Oh,
Ooh.
in your little place of heaven, you got some snow.
Yeah, we did. We got almost 2 feet.
Whoa.
Wow.
Like in a day and a half, and now it's almost gone. And it'll be melted by next week.
Okay, cool.
Wow.
Happy
and
birthday.
then spring will be here. Quite the place. But yeah, that's my update. Yay, Lorrie! She's in the hospital too, and she's putting out
She
updates.
is. She is.
Yeah.
So pray for her, definitely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Oh, Krista hasn't gotten her seeds yet. And you know what's been going on with her seeds. I'll go look on the company website and see what's going on with that. Or did
Right.
they send you tracking information, Krista? I know I gave them your email address.
Oh, no. Well, I'll be praying for off-grid grandma.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And Miss Lorrie, if you have to pop out at any time to handle your company, then you can do that whenever.
I probably should. So
Yeah, no
thanks
worries.
for having me.
Thank you for
See you next
being
week. Thank you so much for being here.
I'll try to be the cheerleader for both of us.
Okay. Thanks, Ann.
Thank you, Lorrie. All right. So real quick, because I know Jan's sitting down there tapping her feet and ready to do her thing, which is wonderful. We had quite a few updates this week, so I'm going to zip through them real fast. But Gail Southern Living had an update where she planted onions, and she took us out in her bed, and she was planting those onions. It was wonderful, fabulous. Anytime anybody has an update video, please go to the website, which we put the links in the chat, of www.survivalseedscollab.com and enter the link to your video so that we can put it on master playlists as well as YouTube's hashtag playlist.
I think something may have happened to your microphone. There was like a big boom and you're like kind of garbled now.
A big boom.
You sound good now. I don't know what happened.
Hello?
Yeah, we
Sound
can
better
hear.
now.
It was just weird for a second.
Sorry.
Who knows? I mean, honestly.
So sorry.
No. It's not your fault, sweetie. It's not your fault. And I have my little dragonfly earrings on too.
Nice.
Aw.
Aw.
In honor of Lisa at her birthday. So real quick, I've got some notes. Jan, I'm going to zip through this, baby. I'm going to try real hard to zip through it. If you weren't able to hear, were you able to hear that we were requesting everyone put their update videos on the website? Okay, cool. These garden adventures. Deanna is rocking it, man. She is staying on top of these seeds all the time. She's showing us inside, outside, in the greenhouse. You get to see all these things that she is growing in Alabama, and that's fabulous. Alabama must be rocking because my Alabama farm life also is planting seeds in the ground. She planted some beets and some spinach. She had some kitties, and she is trying to plant some seeds of frost hardy plants. And so if you want to see what her opinion of frost hardy plants are, that's a great place to go. My Alabama Farm Life. Hanging out in Angel's garden. She's so funny. I mean, her personality just makes me laugh all the time. And she has drama in the garden where her kitty cats were revolting, putting up a protest of all her moving in. She calls everybody family. Is that okay? Family? Good to see you, family. Come on in, family. And she did 2 videos, one drama in the garden and one from Nagami kumquats, which I'd never heard of that particular brand of kumquats, but she showed us how to eat those things, skin and all. She had tomatoes and herbs and garlic garden tour. That was lots of fun. And the drama in the garden was all about seed starts, which was cool. And then our friend from Australia, Wake Up to Yourself, which, what a name for a channel, Wake Up to
I love that name.
Isn't it the coolest? And she showed us her birds, and she showed us that she has a new camera and something that is mounted right in front of her on her wheelchair so she can go all through her garden and show us everything. So it's ending her season, but she's still going to be growing. So that's
awesome.
That's a world wrap up in a minute, world tour in 60 seconds or less. But thank you all so much for your updates and things. Makes me feel a little guilty. I haven't put a seed in the dirt yet, but I will very soon. And I certainly understand Canada not being able to plant yet. I'm really looking forward to Jan coming up here talking. She's always a hoot.
Hey, Grace NYC, thank you so much for being here. We got your package. We got it yesterday.
It's right here.
So it came. It's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and bring up Miss Jan. Yep, there it is. And it's also Ms. Lorrie's package right on top, and it's blue. Okay. There we go. Hey, Miss Jan.
Switch headphones.
I don't know.
She's ghosted.
Hello, all my crazy friends.
Jan had to get a blanket. It was too cold down in the basement.
I know.
Yeah, but there's fish crackers, so it's worth it.
How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. Did you know there's a Super Bowl going on?
I did. I don't watch football, but I did.
Thank you for saving me.
I was worried. I totally forgot about it until like this week. And then I was worried, like, oh no, if they wanted to watch the Super Bowl.
Nah,
Did any of you guys want to be watching the Super Bowl?
It's really
If you do, you can leave if you want.
I think Mom's watching it.
Sorry.
I think so.
Too late. It's
They went to go-
overrated anyway. They're just throwing a ball back and forth. I'm getting
It's the
paid a
same
lot of
thing.
money to do it.
Right.
The same thing the last couple of years. So
Yeah, and crappy commercials, you know.
They used to be funny when I was a little.
They used to make
Yeah,
really
they're-
funny ones.
Yeah,
they're too.
They're
Never mind. I won't talk about it.
promiscuous. Mhm. We ain't gonna go there.
So I
But
did
let's
have some.
talk dirty. We can talk dirty and not even be at the Super Bowl.
So I did have some questions for you.
Yes.
The first one being, how do you tell when you need to plant?
Can I just tell you one thing real quick?
Mhm.
You are destined to be a teacher. You
Right?
pump those questions out, and I'm like, whoa.
Thank you.
Okay. But it was fun. Okay. I have notes. I have lots of notes for the questions.
Aw.
Remember, I'm really old and I have to read my own writing. So remember, we all have growing zones, right?
Mhm.
Growing zones are a gauge to go by, not set in stone. Remember that. So you may have a last frost date like we do of April 12th, there's no way I'm putting plants that I've worked so hard to grow in the ground on April 12th. It's not
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
It's going to be the end of April, unless we've been exceedingly blessed with good weather. And well, that's not going on this year, right? So remember, it's just a gauge to go by, you know, like when you should plant. And let's see what else I wrote. The other, okay, that's pretty much wraps that part up.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so that actually what we do in our garden, we have a frost date in May. And so we use that frost date as for when we're supposed to bring them to the greenhouse, because our frost date is never, ever, ever when they say the frost date is going to be. It's always after, ever.
Exactly.
And
2
so
weeks after.
yeah, like 2 weeks. And like we had this one year, we had these amazing looking peppers and tomatoes. We brought them outside like a week after the frost date, got hit with frost, everything died. And like, I mean, not everything, because what did survive was just severely stunted the rest of the season.
Exactly.
So please pay attention to your frost dates and do not listen to them. Go after.
Yeah. And even in some cases, you're going to give it an extra week. So you're looking at 3 weeks. And don't get in the trap like Gail. Okay, she's a dear friend of mine. She's in Texas. I used to be in Texas. I used to be able to plan everything and do all the things like she's doing now. And I'm like, oh, I want to plan all the things. I want to do all the things, but I can't. Even inside, I can't, because our little grow room is a utility room,
Right.
and it's not temperature controlled. Now, my canning room, I also use as a grow room. I might be able to get away with it, but it's too early. You always have to say, whoa, Nilly, stop the horses. We're not planting yet.
I feel like there's like a huge difference too between planting too early and planting too late, because even if you have a late plant, you can still usually plant or harvest like well into when it's frosty already, because like they'll die, but they're still there. Versus like if you plant too early, then you're stuck with these giant plants you can't take outside.
Yes, exactly. Or they get root bound, and you're constantly having to up pot them. And
right.
Why? No.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to try to take questions in the chat as they come, because I can't star comments and save them for later. So Don Ray B asks, is the frost damage just from the frost on the plants or the temperature? Does a window over them, like a cold frame, protect them enough?
Depends on the frost.
It really does. I mean, you could just have a hard frost. You don't, it just annihilates everything.
Right.
And
it depends on the plant too.
Yeah. Doug Goodman was just talking about that. We did a cold frame on our potatoes, because potatoes are pretty cold hardy anyway. So this was like 2 or 3 years ago, because someone stepped on the window and we don't have a cold frame anymore.
Whoops.
She was also like 13 at the time, so
yeah, just broke the window.
But we did that for the potatoes, and they did really well, because they're made that way. They're okay in cold, and late carrots are okay to overwinter.
And not only does it depend on the kind of frost, but it also depends on the plant.
Yeah,
because some plants can go, handle 40-degree weather, and then some plants can't. So depends on what you've got out there.
Right. Like you could have, if you have cabbage and broccoli, if it's protected, it can probably survive it.
Right.
But it can't be out in the element, because I don't know how to put this, but in my head, I'm thinking, okay, a frost. Everyone affiliates a frost with the wet, dew, freezing, icy stuff. But there's also a frost where you don't have that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
bitter cold,
It
and
freezes
it takes
everything.
everything out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And that one's not usually as obvious to see.
yes. Yes.
And the light frost that you can get, you can still save your plants sometimes by
Right.
just watering them
True.
before
True.
the sun comes up.
Right.
Yes.
Otherwise, you burn up your plants.
Yeah.
Also, almost off grid, Grandma brings up a good point. If you use a cold frame, it can help acclimate your plants a little bit quicker to the environment around them. Because our usual strategy is to just like grow the plants in the kitchen, and then we put them on the patio, and then you bring them inside, and you do that for like a week. But if you cover them and you have them in the greenhouse, that definitely helps, like get them used to the temperatures.
Which is also called hardening off.
Yes, hardening off your plants.
Another thing, everybody says, well, frost date, oh, we're good after that. There's a thing called soil temperature.
Yes.
So if your soil is not up to temperature, you can stunt your plants. So
Been there, done
I
that one.
always stick a thermometer down in the soil
Yes.
with certain
Yeah.
plants. And that's the difference between in-ground and raised beds too.
Yes. And, part of question one I had was it's always good to have a mentor. Because, man, I could have saved thousands of dollars if I had a mentor, but I was just like, what did they do in nature? They're going to make it. And I'm not babying them and coddling them anymore. I'm done with it. Mistake. Have a mentor who knows what they're doing, who's gone through the seasons. I mean, I was new to Missouri. I came from Texas zone 8 to zone 6,
Wow.
big, huge difference. And I mean, night and day. And I had to learn that, hey, Jan, you're not going to put seeds in the ground in February. It's not happening in this world,
Right. Absolutely.
And I had a lot of disappointment and heartache about it. And
it's a huge learning curve.
It was huge.
Stuff you got to learn.
Yeah.
And as far as this collaboration goes, there's like so many states and like area growing zones that we sent seeds to. So there's like a good probability that there's someone who's at least in your growing zone or like your state. And so like there's a ton of resources out there of what people around you are doing and how you can learn from them, because a lot of the time like growing zones are totally different from each other because of the micro zones, but there's a lot you can learn from people who are kind of close to you.
True.
Because like the difference from us in Texas is huge. The difference from us and Missouri is huge. But like Michigan to other part of Michigan is a lot closer.
Even Michigan to Illinois isn't that different because we use a lot of the same tricks that our grandpa taught us when we were little.
Yeah, just different timing.
Yeah. Well, we're blessed to have an Amish nursery, and I've gotten to know this fella very well. And the things he has taught me over the years, I mean, you're just like going, duh, why didn't I know that? Or duh, why didn't I think about that? And,
Right. Absolutely.
It's been invaluable to have him. I'm surrounded by a lot of master gardeners here, and which is cool because I can go and say, hey, man, I'm really fighting this. What am I doing wrong? And, they'll ask me a series of questions, and I'm like, no, I didn't do that.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is another good point too. Lewis Acre Farm says that Zone 7A in Southwest Idaho is different from like Zone 7 in Oklahoma. And that's another huge point.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I said it's just a gauge. Don't get all bent up in what zone you're in. I mean, you have to
it's a reference point.
But yeah, I mean, you just have to use wisdom. You're planting to grow your own food.
Right.
Is what it comes down. We're all about surviving. And that one fatal mistake can keep your whole crop from growing if you just slow down.
Absolutely.
And just take your time, do your investigation. I know Butler Family Farm, Jerry and Susan, very, very good friends of ours. And Jerry asked me, he said, did you get your soil tested? And I said, well, we did the home test. He said, no, did you get your soil tested? And we did not. But I knew enough to be dangerous, and I was very successful last year. But this year, guess what Anne's doing? She's going to the extension office and getting that soil tested because we're doing a whole different garden this year. It's not
awesome.
Everything's different, and it's going to be in raised beds because I'm just frankly getting too dang old to be digging over in the ground. I'm done.
Raised beds are awesome. They're the best.
It's a learning curve.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it really is. And it's different. Your soil is different in a bed than it is in the ground. And that's how I've grown for years and years and years. And I got used to it and I got comfortable with it. But now everything's changing. So here we go again.
I found out that you need twice the water. And then on top of that, you have to add stuff to make sure you keep the water in there.
Keep it. Yeah. Yeah. And, even one thing I have to admit, I've been delighted about our raised beds is that, yes, you're going to lose a lot of nutrients out of the bottom, but we're not seeing a lot of that going on. And maybe it's because of the lasagna method we use. I don't know. I would think that might even encourage more drainage, but we didn't have that happen. And I'm happy about that. But
that's awesome.
You have to be aware of that and have your drip systems in. And well, that's later. I got that in my other notes.
Before we move on to the next question, Life with Bobby says you can also get information from your university extension gardening. She has one through the University of Minnesota. I'm subscribed to updates from the University of Michigan State. That's Michigan State University. Whoops. Because we've gone to conferences in the past where they just talk about the soil content, and it was in a vinery vineyard context, but it's still very helpful for just overall gardening. So definitely look into your state universities because they usually have an agriculture department.
Yes.
I just wish I had the know-how as my grandpa did, because he would go out into the garden and grab some dirt and put it in his mouth, and he could tell what it needed.
Wow.
And he tried to get me to do that, and I said no, because I knew where what he put in that soil came from the cows up the road.
Right.
But he still put that, and then he would go get some stuff and put in there.
Wow, that's insane.
Amazing.
Wow. I bet a lot of the old farmers did that. That's they didn't have test kits.
Yeah, they could smell it maybe and feel it and
exactly.
Apparently taste it.
Yeah.
I was going to.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So another thing I wanted to know, what are some things you like to remember when planting for the new year?
What day it is.
It's in general.
First of all, plant what you're going to eat.
Exactly.
Last year I had, probably about 34 different varieties of tomatoes and probably about 100 and some tomato plants. That's not ever going to happen again in my world.
Right?
Oh, yeah. The amount of tomatoes that we gave our chickens.
Oh gosh. But they were new and I wanted to try them and they
Right.
took off. So this year I'm planting Comstock, Salvatierra, and the Romas. And those were my biggest producers. Oh, and then beefsteak that Jennifer Ocean Homestead sent me.
Right.
So
That's awesome.
But
yeah,
but
and those are all paste
Jan,
tomatoes.
I have to disagree with you, Jan.
What's that?
I have to disagree with you on that plant what you eat concept because it doesn't work. I tried eggs, I tried bacon, I tried tortillas, and none of them they won't grow for me. So that
No.
doesn't work.
You have to plant the chicken.
No.
Wrong variety, Jesse. I tried telling you this.
I'll try that this time, okay?
Eggplant.
Eggplant, okay.
And I'm sure there's a bacon cucumber somewhere out there.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Bacon squash.
Okay, wait. Let's see. Spacing. Don't do what I did. I mean, I spaced them appropriately, but I never grew those. So I didn't know they were going to be like as big as me.
Yeah.
And even though I read the directions, it told me how big they were going to get. Apparently, my soil was on steroids last year. Those plants took off. I mean, even my cages wouldn't hold them. You wouldn't believe. I did videos, but all my cages busted open.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, okay, well, that's what they can do in nature, apparently. So we'll let them go.
I need to come to your house and get some of your soil.
Yeah, I guess. It was pretty fun to grow last year because the year before was a total bust.
Mm-hmm.
It was just horrific. But last year, the Lord blessed us, and we worked hard on that garden. We have a farm store we get some great soil from. Plus, we have our own compost and biochar, and we did all the things, and then I get soil from my nursery too.
Right.
Okay.
Now,
Good for you.
yeah. So it's all about the soil. Don't ever forget that. It's not about your seeds. It's all about your soil. Because if you start out with the poison soil, you're not going to get a plant.
It's not going to be successful. That's right.
If you do, it'll come up and go, and it's spent. So remember that.
That's right.
But, spacing to me, growing what we're going to eat, only what we're going to eat, and your soil is the answer to that question.
Oh yeah.
I think
so. This next question, I'm kind of going to get you off guard for because it came up with like a follow-up question with it.
Okay.
But what is the biggest gardening mistake what is the biggest mistake you can make regarding planting? And what is the biggest mistake you have made regarding planting?
Airflow. It's airflow, spacing and airflow. When I first started planting seeds and seed starts, all of a sudden I had these gnats and flies and all this nasty stuff. And my Renaissance grandma actually had a video that she put out, and she did mosquito bits is what they're called. And she was putting them in the soil after she planted her seed. And I asked her, what does that do? And she goes, it keeps the gnats and flies away. It kills them if they come in contact with it. It doesn't harm your seed. It's non-toxic to your seed, but it'll kill those bugs. Well, okay. So
little tiny scarecrows won't work?
No, you could. Well, I'd just put you out in the garden. Yes.
Now, I've heard of those mosquito pellets being put in your water, like if you have water reserve and stuff like that, you put it, or you're saving your garden scraps to make
Yeah.
super juice, you put it in there. But I hadn't
Yeah.
seen my Renaissance grandma do that in the soil. That's kind of cool.
I thought so too. And I thought, you know what? It's worth a shot. But the other thing is you have to have airflow. You have to have a fan of some kind when you're dealing with an enclosed situation or, a small area. Your plants need that airflow, and it helps them get strong as they grow. I'm not saying put, one of those high powered fans. I'm just a fan on low where it can go across all your seedlings. And as they grow, they're used to that little gentle breeze. And that was a game changer for me last year.
Right.
So Life with Bobby wants to know which soil you would recommend. I would recommend something that looks like dirt.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, okay, this is going to be really controversial. But first of all, I get my soil from our Amish nursery. But last year, I had to get some other soil, and I found this Miracle Grow. And Charles, don't even go there. I see what you're saying.
I've used the Miracle Grow soil.
You what?
I've used the Miracle Grow soil.
Oh, okay.
It's actually pretty good.
It's a different one. It's a different one for potting seedlings, and I tried it, and it was phenomenal. It worked great because the garden center had run out of my microbial soil and all the good stuff. So I was waiting for that, and I used those, that one, Miracle Grow.
Right.
Anyway, I used that, and it did great. It did great. I think the thing that people need to understand about seed starting soil is it has a lot of nutrients in it up front. But I also think what I've learned, is it loses those nutrients pretty quick as that plant's growing, which is, it gives it enough to get it going and growing real good. But then it's like just about the time you have to up pot it, it's done. It seems like it's spent all it's got in it. So
Like
that's
feeding
important.
baby chickens.
What's that?
Like feeding baby chickens. You give them that starter feed right off the bat.
Yeah.
But you have to keep it going, or that
Yeah.
you'll have little skinny chickens running around.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's a good analogy, Charles. That's really good.
Well, we used to have really inexpensive soil here at a department store called Rose's. And I used to think that was great. We could get a large bag of soil for a small amount of money until the last couple of years. And it was like throwing money in the trash can because that soil was awful. And I ended, most of the time people say you can amend it to make it whatever you want it to be. And maybe, but I did something wrong. So I thought, I'm not doing that anymore. I'll just have less soil and spend more money on it if I have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We actually did 1 year where we got all of our soil from a local, I don't know what kind of company it's called. They have like a bunch of dirt. They have rocks. It's like a big construction company. We got a lot of dirt from this local company, and we got it, and it looked like really, really good soil, but like you touched it and you can't get it off your hands. It was staining everything, and like the plants did not grow well in it. So I think if you're going to do like local soil, it's very much of a do not get 2 truckloads kind of thing. Like at the first thing, do not do that. Because it really depends on what kind of soil you're getting. We use the Miracle Grow stuff for inside. We've used that a lot, and we've had really good luck with it. And it doesn't stick to your hands the way the local soil did. It was really weird.
Yeah, and it doesn't.
Jerry Butler brings up a good point about the water. Don't use soft water, use hard water. or
Oh,
your
yeah.
Mhm.
and if you remember, Kayla, last year we had Canadian Family Life Tiffany on as a guest, and she mentioned that
Yep.
they use a meter to check the pH of the water, and that was
Right.
why her garden looked so well, because they made sure that the pH was just right.
Exactly. Yes.
Really
So water
important.
has something to do with it as well.
It does.
Yeah.
And kind of with
But also, yep.
the soil, also like the horse manure and the cow manure that you get in the bags. I've seen people dump that in their soil, and then their plants immediately burn up
Wow.
because even though
Yeah.
the bag says it's it's cooled off and everything for 2 years, sometimes sometimes there'll be a spot in the pile that is still cooking, and
Exactly.
it'll burn your garden right up.
Yeah.
Wow.
I always walk up. Well, our farm stores, like what you were saying, Kayla, is there's rocks, there's mulch, there's all that, but there's this compost, and it's made by a local um, company with local food scraps that they've worked on for years, right? And I always go over there while I'm waiting for the guy to get the skid loader, and I pick it up and I smell it and I feel it, and I make sure, because I had the same thing happen a couple of years ago. We got this, we didn't look at, I didn't know what to look for, right? And I picked it up and my hands turned black, and it
Mm.
took forever to get them cleaned.
Right.
I'm thinking, oh, that's great. What great. No, the garden stunk that year. So, I mean, literally.
It was not good.
Yeah. But when we moved here, the lady was a gardener, and she had goats and chickens and rabbits.
Nice.
And then we had rabbits, so I was able to put all that in there and um, you know get a lot of things growing. But you could just look at the soil, and it was screaming, "Help me!"
Oh no.
Yeah. Okay. Is that this? Is
Yep.
that the all that question? Okay.
Once you know when to plant, like you've done your research, what are the next steps? Like, just assume this is your first time doing this. Do you have to pick a certain kind of soil? Where in the house can you plant? Other stuff like that. That's just like, what do you do now?
Well, okay, I'm going to go back to the airflow. Make sure you have good airflow, good light. If you don't have grow lights, you can grow by a window, and I have to have heat pads under my plants. I have to, because our room isn't. I call it our canning room, but it's an all-purpose room, and it doesn't stay warm enough all the time to sustain the plants that need that heat, like the peppers and the tomatoes. And so, I think light, um, if you have grow lights, bonus.
Those are
You
game
know,
changers.
Oh yeah.
they totally are. Yeah. Yeah. And then, of course, your soil. And then when you're planting, now I'm terrible about planning. I, you know, I have it in my head what I'm doing. I know what to do now, but make sure when you're ready, you've got your seeds going, they're doing fabulous. Now it's time to put them in the ground, right? You've hardened them off, you've done all the things. Plant those with other plants that will complement them and will help keep pests and bugs away. And that's important. So it's called companion planting, right?
Right.
And I did make a lot of notes on this part.
That's awesome.
You know, I'll just read this off real quick. Tomatoes, basil, garlic, parsley, carrots, they grow so well together. And they each have a function to keep pests and bugs away. And
Right.
if you grow those, I mean, you don't have to like slam them all in one section, give them space around each other, between each other, and
Right.
they'll do well. And I'm not saying you have 100% chance you'll never see a bug in there, because you will. Let's be honest, you're gonna see some bugs in there.
Right.
No matter what you do, it's gonna happen. But if you plant those together in the general area, your success rate is going to be a lot higher than if you just plant one tomato plant. You don't have any basil around, or radishes, or not, any of the garlic. You sort of sabotage all your hard work.
Right.
And then
Now, Jen, excuse me, with tomato plants, which ones had you written down for companion? I love the basil. I planted marigolds, kind of catty cornered in like on either side of my rows of tomatoes. That helped a ton the
Yeah.
last couple of years. But I like the idea of something I can eat.
Onions.
Yeah. Well, carrots, parsley, tomato, basil, garlic, and remember, I made a note here. I probably squirreled. Test your soil. It's not a guessing game. Test your soil. And the flowers, you can plant borage, calendula. They repel rabbits, aphids, flea beetles, nematodes, and cornworms. I mean, shut the front door. Just those few things.
Get rid of all of that.
Yeah, chives, black-eyed peas lure stink bugs away from tomatoes. Radishes trap flea beetles, and they can be grown at the base of your tomato plants.
Right.
So, that's all the things I'm doing this year. So, and sage, it repels slugs, flea beetles, spider mites, marigolds, nasturtiums, cilantro. Did you know attracts beneficial bugs?
That's so cool.
I did not know that.
Do
That's
research
awesome.
though. Don't just stick a whole bunch of stuff together, because
No.
there are plants that don't get along.
Exactly.
Like you never plant a cucumber and tomato together.
Exactly. Yeah. And I actually did that last year. I did that, and my cucumbers, well, I did have one huge one that was hidden, and but it didn't do anything near what it should have done.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, duh, yeah, mistake.
Right.
But cilantro attracts parasitic wasps that feed on adult hornworms when allowed to flower.
Whoa.
Yeah, they also repel the Colorado potato beetle. Who would have thunk it? I never, ever knew that. So guess what I'm planting with my potatoes this year?
Wow.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
Right.
And then I just have a few more things I wrote down. Oregano, not only is an oregano a natural antibiotic, it also attracts green lacewing and protects the ladybugs.
Whoa.
Did you ever-
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you when you think about it, you're like, oh yeah, that's yeah.
I had a
Right.
whole mess of ladybugs last year. I
Yeah.
was so happy
That's
because
nice.
I didn't have any trouble with bugs last year at all.
That's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
We've had so much trouble with this. We can't find any ladybugs anymore. They're all
I don't know where
gone.
they came from. I was happy. I think it
We
was
had
because
a
from my
lot of
corn,
them.
but
Yeah.
I was happy.
And then I have parsley. It attracts ladybugs and aphids, which eat hornworm eggs. And, of course, then I went off on make sure you begin with healthy soil, no hard soil that will make your plants struggle to survive. Have you ever been in a garden and it looks like the Sahara Desert, only it's like a rock?
Yes.
Could you imagine having to grow roots in that if you were a plant? It's like, your soil should, to me here, should be fluffy and
Right.
light and just full of goodness. And, so those roots can tap down into it and pull the nutrients up and out,
Fingertips.
it's really important.
If you can stick your whole finger in there without it getting too
Yeah.
hard, or it gets stuck,
Yeah.
then you're good
And last year we used a drip water system, game changer.
Those
This
are
year,
awesome.
we're doing the same thing. So I'm hoping to get a sponsorship. Anyone? I'm just like,
I got to look into that. That would be
Yeah.
super cool.
yeah.
But yeah, drip systems are great.
If you have a garden like ours, I think it's a 30 by 40. You have a garden and you try to hose that. I would be there from 5 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock in the evening trying to get it, wet enough, and then I'd have to start all over the next day.
Right.
Right.
It's like, why? Just put a drip system in there. It was so beautiful. And
Yeah.
I think that had a lot to do. Now, I did have some beds I had to hand water because I didn't have enough to go around. But it was better to do 3 beds instead of a 30 by 40 garden.
Yes.
And if you do get a sponsor, remember to tell them about me.
Okay.
Because some reason the only sponsors I get are for pocketbooks and weird stuff. So I'm like, did you look at my channel?
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotta get you some cooler sponsors.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. I got magnifying glasses, or that magnifying glass, and I'm like, well, that's really cool, but
Right.
A magnifying glass would be so cool. You could show people how to start fires with them.
Right.
Right.
You could find a way.
See, this
Show
is
them how to hunt down an aphid. You could use it in a garden.
this is why you keep your glasses hidden in this house.
Yeah.
Why no one gives me sponsors?
Well, if I send it to you, you have to promise not to start any fires.
Right. She won't on camera.
The Bunkster get it. Oh God. Oh. Okay, we got number 4. We're on number 4.
I deleted number 4. I thought we did number 4. Hold on.
Oh.
Yeah, we did 4. That was what are the next steps? So number 5, if you want to give your plants better nutrition, where do you start?
Wait, I have more for number 4.
We can go back to number 4. That's okay. All right. So number 4 was once you know where to plant, what are the next steps? Do you have to pick a certain kind of soil? Where in the house can you plant? Stuff like that.
Okay, I did all that, but from start to finish, it's all about the soil. Choose a good soil to start your seeds, whatever that looks like for you. Now, what works for you guys might not work for me. So you have to do your homework, guys. Gardening is fun, but it takes a lot of knowledge and wisdom to get that fine-tuned, and find a place that will to grow, that will help stimulate plant growth. And it's beneficial. We talked about the heat pads, grow lights, but not necessary if you have enough natural light. Okay, number 5.
Well, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So I have raised beds, so it's so hard we have black gumbo in our ground, so it's just hard. Can you, when you do the grow bags and the raised beds, can you just use the garden potting soil that they sell at Home Depot?
You can, but what I've found is it needs amending.
Mhm.
It needs.
It's good
Something
start.
else with it.
Here's the thing, Lisa. Many times I bought that, and it was peat moss, bark, and I had to really search for the actual soil. Like it was so bad. And I'm like, oh, this is all this in here, and this is great, and blah, blah, blah. If I had just taken a second and opened that bag while I was there, I would have never bought it. So
Yeah, why don't they have a picture of the soil on the bags?
because it won't be the truth if they do.
Well, I mean, like a window so you can
Like a
see inside
window.
the bag.
They used to do that with raisins.
Yeah, that would be awesome. You can be real careful that you want to look at on the bag, there's a percentage.
Right.
Okay, so what is the most in that bag will be at the top.
Right.
And then it goes down, down, right? So make sure you look at that, and their job is to sell their product,
Right.
even if it's crappy. They don't care. And you guys don't have as far to go to Home Depot. It's an hour and a half drive for me. So
what you're saying, if I buy like some horse manure or cow manure, it can't be crappy?
it can be.
That just,
Pretty much.
I thought that was the whole idea.
Heading
Yeah.
off the rails.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is a difference in the purchasing of the soil from the big box stores. There's a difference. We do have to mix ours with something else.
Right.
Yeah.
Get the stuff that's on sale that they're really pushing.
Yeah.
The cheaper stuff.
Even with the stuff we get from the nursery, at the Amish nursery, it's loaded with everything that's good. It's got great soil, but I still add our compost. I still add amendments to it. I do all that because it'll only go so far for so long. So if you give it that extra boost, a lot of people are like, I'm not going to do all that. That's crazy. But you know what? What's crazy is you worked all these months to get your plants going, and now you're going to sabotage it with your soil and your watering and
Right. It's very hard because you've babied those babies for weeks and weeks, and take them outside, and in 3 days they're gone. And it's
They're
like,
gone.
oh my gosh.
Yep. And it's a sad affair. It's
It is.
You feel so defeated. And
Yeah, I just I'm gonna go buy starts. It's what I do.
Oh, I've done that many a time. I'm like, forget this.
Right.
Buy starts.
Not dealing with it. Let's see. Okay, so do you want to ask the question for number 5?
Yeah, one sec.
What are you laughing at?
I know this is supposed to say miles, but that's just a very funny image to
Well,
me.
I'm 3.5 mics. Like,
Just lay them
how
down
tall is
and
Mike?
just measure them.
How
it
tall
could
is
be
this
mics.
mic fella?
Like in military, they say
Mm.
3.4 mics from so-and-so.
I don't know if I'm familiar with that one.
It's not.
I was just like
it's not
picturing
spelled
laying
that
Trie
way.
down and measuring it.
I'm
3.5
not following the chat, so I don't know.
Yeah, no worries. All right, so question number
5.
5. If you want to give your plants better nutrition, where do you start? Does it have to do with soil, fertilizer, or something else? Oh, sorry.
Still working on that cough I have.
It starts
I hope
in
you feel better.
it starts in soil grade school.
Yes. Isn't that the truth? When we're all in kindergarten, we grow that bean, right?
Yeah.
Right.
A lot
And
of
then if you don't get that bean out of that soil and put it in fresh soil, it dies. And then, you're a little kid and you're like, I killed my bean.
Right? Oh no. I don't know anything about this. That's really sad.
I'm a failure.
Right? I'm
I
a
did
bad
that in
parent.
school. I did that in school, but instead of the bean, I switched out mine for corn. And
Did it grow?
everybody, oh yeah, and everybody freaked out because everybody.
What did you do to your bean?
Now I had a big old corn stalk, and everybody had these little plants.
Awesome.
How'd that happen?
Wonderful.
You were Jack and the Beanstalk, and only you.
Jack and Beanstalk, Charles and the Cornstalk.
Yeah.
Sneaky Charles.
Okay. So number 5, there's a plethora of things you can add to fertilize your soil and help stimulate seed growth. There is also too much of a good thing, y'all. There's, your plants can only absorb so much. So once you've amended your soil and you've got it all mixed up and you're ready to put your starts in there, let them get acclimated to that. Don't start throwing all bone broth, bone meal and blood meal, and we're going to throw some more natural organic fertilizer here for vegetables.
It helps, but in moderation.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Follow the directions. I think it's bone meal I learned last year. You do not put on green beans.
Yes.
And I never knew that for years. I had a crappy harvest of green beans because I kept putting that on there thinking, I'm doing all the cool things. Well, no. Read
No.
directions. They're there to help us. They're there to, if it says use a tablespoon and 100 square feet, use a tablespoon, not 5.
Right.
Oops.
Yeah, blood
It says
what
to put a
else?
few carrot
You can
seeds in
change
the
your
ground. It
pH.
means a few carrot seeds, not a million.
It doesn't say if
Yeah. Oh, well. Guilty.
We had such a good
may have
carrot
been the
harvest.
one who took the whole bag and went.
I did that.
Oh, you didn't just do that. You
I
put
did
it
that
in
with, like,
one
3 bags.
singular spot
3
with like
bags.
3 bags of carrots.
I don't thin out.
You weren't supposed to use even one full bag. It was just supposed to be some of each variety.
We had a very good carrot harvest, so no one complained then.
Yeah,
Half
exactly.
a bed to 3 bags of carrot seeds.
Oh gosh. So
No,
this
except
year, we learned at a little convention we went to a couple of years ago from this lady's dad, who's an old farmer. He probably eats his soil to test it. He was telling Kevin, plant your carrots in the winter, cover them up, and when it snows, you have to plant it when it's going to snow. And then the next year you'll have the biggest, sweetest carrots you've ever had. So that's what we did. That's what I did.
Oh,
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yep. So it's an experiment. We'll see what. Oh, hi. we'll see how that works out. I had some from last year already in there. I didn't pull them because
Yeah.
I wanted to see how they did. But I'm very curious to see how they grow. So
Right.
see, start off slow. Most soils carry a basic amount of nutrients and get your plants going. But in time, as the plants grow, they need extra for their next stage of life. I also am a huge proponent on using alfalfa pellets. And alfalfa pellets are high in nitrogen. So for those plants you grow, like I planted them with my potatoes last year, and we had a pretty decent harvest. Could have been better, but that we had a lot of potatoes come up. And yeah, so, and then I put them in all my tomatoes, my peppers, my sugar snap peas. They loved it. Oh my gosh, we had so many peas.
Never
So
tried that. I've never tried
Huh.
those.
That's cool.
That's very
yeah,
cool.
and you only need, like, when I did my seed starts, I just put one pellet.
Okay.
It expands, you know.
Uh-huh.
And I'll tell you what, that was, like I said last year, I had the best success.
Alfalfa,
And
right?
yeah, alfalfa pellets.
Cool.
Yep, yep. You can soak them and then put them in there and mix them in the soil. I just, I had a 50-pound bag, so I had a lot of.
Cool.
Very cool.
Had a few to go around. Then.
Yeah, I did. All right, so that's number 5.
All right, so we are technically at the 7:30 mark, so I'm going to try to get through the rest of the questions a little bit quicker.
Okay.
Number 6 is, what is your usual planting process, and do you want to walk us through it?
My usually for seed starts,
Yes.
make sure your trays are clean. Wash them out. Make sure you don't have a bunch of old dirt in there, because it could carry some diseases. I'm terrible about doing that, though, but last year I did wash them out. And Jesse gave me a hard time. Oh, I didn't know you were supposed to clean it.
Yes, clean them.
And your
Clean 'em
new
up.
starter pots that you got, because I went and got one last year after the season, but
Yeah,
they were on sale, and I just planted. So, oh man, those things are awesome.
they're fantastic.
Oh.
I'm getting rid of all the cheap plastic black
Yeah.
ones. They're
Me
gone.
too.
You want to have heat pads, your grow lights. Some plants, some seeds you can direct sow in the ground or in your beds. And, I talked about the mosquito pellets to keep the gnats away. And that's that. Okay, number 7.
Oh. What helps you keep track of What helps you keep track of when, where, and how you plant your seedlings?
Labeling. Because God knows I was the worst.
Actually, I got right here,
Then you can't remember.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
what was
yeah.
that? What was that? What kind of plant
and
is
it comes with the thing to where
Yeah.
you can keep track of all of them.
Yep.
Where you put all the seeds and you label it on here.
Well,
That's so cool.
you know what I did, though, Charles?
That would
Is
require.
I got confused. And I had, like, my onions were where I thought I planted beans.
You did it upside down.
I think so.
I did the same thing.
That's exactly
I was
what
like,
I would do too.
it's a great guide if you know how to use it. And the other thing is I use Clyde's garden tool guide.
Yes,
You
that's so cool.
I've used that for years because it's awesome to tell me, okay, dummy, now it's time to put your cabbage in, and let's get those onions going. And
Right.
so it's a good tool to have. So
Definitely.
let's see as well. Excellent resource. We talked about the extension offices, colleges. All right. There we go.
Jan, have you ever used I have a terrible time trying to get pepper seeds to germinate. So, in a couple of our videos of people that have entered, they have used the paper towel method and then just planted the whole paper towel, daggone it, right
Yep.
in their little trays and things. Have you done that?
Yep, sure have. Yeah, because they got stuck. And my tomatoes, I've done that too. They got stuck on the paper towel. So I haven't done the whole sheet, but I'll just cut it out and maybe 2 seeds. Put
That's
it in
where a
there.
heating pad does it, because
The
they have to be
heat-
68 degrees to germinate.
Yeah. And have your dome on there. And that's the other thing. If you do use a dome, know when to remove that dome, because too much moisture is not a good thing. So
Yeah.
you,
I've had
it's,
Little
It's
little mold when you leave the lid on too long. It gets a little yucky.
yes, exactly.
We use the paper. Oh, sorry. We use the paper towel method for peppers as well. And we actually did it a few days ago. We just soak, well, not soak. We wet the paper towel and you put your seeds on it. We stick it in a Ziploc bag and we freeze it for like at least 24 hours. And then when you take it out, it germinates a lot easier. And our success rates have been like significantly higher because of that.
Great
Okay,
idea.
and okra, uh, there you can take a yes, take a
Is there
drop
a doodle on
of
there?
bleach in some water and put your okra seeds in there and just let them sit there for like a half hour to an hour. Then I'm saying a drop of bleach. No smelly bleach, just straight bleach. And let it sit in there half hour to hour. And what it does is it breaks that shell on your okra.
Wow.
And they will start almost before, as soon as you get them out, wash the seeds off and get them on the tray, you'll start seeing them root.
Wow.
Green screen.
Amazing. Yeah.
Lisa will tell you this, but we don't have problems with pepper. We have problems growing salt.
Well, you have to go to
Break it off the
Redmond.
street up here.
They grow
You got to go to
salt.
Redmond to grow your salt.
Yeah, they grow salt there. You're just looking in all the wrong places, Jess.
I know.
Maybe I need to go up to Missouri.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, number 8.
All right.
Let's do
What
it.
do you think are some other tools or aspects of seed starting that you think are important for all gardeners to know or be aware about?
I love this question because I know we've all done it. Spacing, I said, and planting your seed to the proper depth. How many times have we planted it too deep and they don't grow, or we planted them too shallow and they're falling over as soon as they start to grow? And it's like this endless battle. So, they make those little dobblers
Mhm.
and they'll have a measure on there, or you can make your own and mark quarter, eighth, quarter,
Right.
half inch.
And one of our sponsors, the Hori knife, has
Yep.
the measures in it.
Exactly. Yes. I'm going to win that one day.
You need one, Jan.
You
I
do
know.
need one.
Joe at Garden State Gardener told all the people on his bus, I'm going to make this real quick. He said, I've got a friend that she never wins. She never wins.
Oh my gosh.
They go, well, he got in the bus yesterday or day before, and they said, did she win? He goes, nope.
I used
but
to
you are
love
gifted things. You are gifted
when
things sometimes.
I get gifted a lot.
You won the survival seeds shirt.
Yes, I do.
when Garden State Gardener first started. There was like 4 of us on the wheel.
Oh wow.
Everybody would win, but Jan.
You're kidding.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I'm gonna win. And then I'll walk away and I'll hear Simply Jan, and I'm like running back, like, what? You didn't win.
Oh, that's diabolical.
Brat. So
Oh my
he'll
gosh.
send me something, because he messed with me. But
Oh,
okay, so make sure you check for shade, sunlight. We have a maple tree that I loathe over the garden, but I gotta tell you, that maple tree is exceptionally wonderful to keep that part of the garden shaded. So things I know that don't need full sunlight for 10 hours a day, they get planted in that area. Now the things that, don't care, they get planted in the other areas, and it all works out great. So, and don't just start throwing things in the ground, y'all.
Prep.
Yeah, don't just start throwing things into it. Maybe
But it's
not
so
need.
hard
They might not
when
need.
you see everybody else in
I
other areas,
know.
like my friends in Georgia and Florida and Alabama that have stuff in the ground, and I'm going, I gotta get busy. I gotta do that. But
Just get big bags of carrots and toss them.
That's the trap. That's the trap. Yeah. So I want to show you our new garden plan. I showed it on our live. Hopefully you can see it. It's very basic, but I'll just these all along this. Wait, all along here. Okay. Here and down here. That's what we have established. And then we'll
cool.
have the
Diagram.
wicking tubs. I ordered 2 more raised beds for here. And I'll have the pots with plants and flowers all in between there. But it's clean and streamlined. And I'm really, really happy. Could you see that? I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks like
I'm
a
real
great.
happy.
I was trying to figure out how to solo you, but I don't know how to do it.
What's that?
I was trying to figure out how to like solo you, but I can't figure out how to do it.
Oh, it's okay. But we're taking our
Double click her window.
cattle. Here,
Oh, okay.
there you go. So, yeah, it's very clean, and we're putting a silage tarp all along the bottom where there isn't already ground cover.
That's super cool.
Yeah, we're real excited about it. We're taking all the cattle panels up and putting them on our 2 raised beds by our shop. And I'll put the shade cloth over that because that area gets fried every year. I keep planting it in there, and I get so frustrated because, things don't grow well because they're frying.
Right.
So, yeah.
Hey, Mickey at Critter Creek, thanks so much for coming in. I'm going to get your design on the website this week. I ran out of time. I had a deadline.
So,
but thank you so much for doing that. It looks great.
yeah, that's the first time I've ever really mapped it out. So
that's awesome.
I'm happy about it. And I'm planting a lot of flowers that'll deter bugs. And of course, I have garlic everywhere. So that's cool.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, that's our game plan for the years. Just remember,
cool.
It's about soil, watering, and you're fertilizing, and do your research and get your soil tested. I cannot stress that enough.
Yes.
If you don't have an extension office or somewhere you can take it to get done, buy a little kit. It's better than nothing. It gives you a base idea and what you're looking at for your composition of your soil. So
there you go.
That's so cool.
Yeah, there's that.
There it is. I was trying to figure out where the thing was. So thank you so much for that. You had so much awesome information. You had like so much thought put into the questions. So thank you so much for that.
I was afraid the teacher was going to give me an F.
No. That was awesome.
You got an A+ according from the cheering section anyway.
Oh, I've had a lot of help on the way, and I still, gardening is an ever evolving thing.
Yes.
Last year we had a gorgeous garden. It was phenomenal.
That's awesome.
This year it may be a struggle. I'm thinking no, but you don't know unless you put the work. You have to put the work into it. Look at Ann's garden. Look at Jesse and Lisa. Look at the Vineyard Chicks. Charles. It's because they put the hard work into it, and that's what it requires.
Right.
Don't just throw everything in there.
I mean, you could. It's just not going to work.
Yeah, don't get crappy soil. Spend some money. It's going to cost a little, but once you get it, all you have to do is amend it from there.
Right.
Yeah.
But
earlier you mentioned that you do the lasagna method for your raised beds.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's because you layer it.
Mm-hmm.
You layer it, right?
Yeah.
Well, we tried. What works for us is the taco salad method. You just throw it all in there and mix it up, and it works great.
Nice.
It's all day, folks. It's all
I
day.
know who the
All
gardener
day.
is in that
I'll be
family.
here. I'll be here till 10, folks.
I think you're. No, I love you too much to insult you.
No, but we did do that with my race.
Yeah, we
beds.
did the
we layered it
lasagna.
with the-
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Food culture.
it's amazing
For sure.
how
Yeah.
how it keeps your soil filtered, and not dried up. And
Well, you have to
I
learn to, yeah, to be
love
able
it.
to afford to fill those raised beds. We have to use some
Yeah.
cardboard and some sticks and logs
Right.
and twigs and things.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. And note to anyone who's thinking of doing this foolish thing, don't put a water trough in your garden that doesn't have drainage. Because,
Does not work. It
Oh,
does
it
not
does-
work.
my amaranth loved it. It was a muddy, stinking mess. It looked like the swamp in the Louisiana bayou.
No.
It was awful.
Oh my goodness.
But that amaranth, man, it just took off.
At least someone liked it.
We just
Yes,
never
it's
know,
getting
do we?
dumb. But the good news is that's good soil, and we
Real.
did layer it with a lot of dead wood, so I can use that in the wicking tubs. and-
Absolutely.
yeah. So
How much do you pay for your soil that you do? Do you get it in like a truckload?
yeah, you get a skid load. Babe, what did we pay for that soil last year? $50 a truckload. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
a scoop. But
Yeah, that's
well,
the same
probably
thing
a
with me.
Ranger, that's a truckload.
A truckload for a Ranger. Yeah.
Yeah, and that filled up a couple bit. Well, I think we made 4 trips, so we spent about $200 on soil last year,
Yeah.
and then the soil I got from the nursery too, which I didn't get a lot of that, but I did get some.
And that's the thing with raised beds. You have to keep getting soil
Yeah,
because it goes away. It gets eaten up, and pretty soon it's going down, and you don't have room for the roots, so you have to bring more in.
yeah, exactly.
I've learned a lot since I started doing the raised bed thing, or in
Right.
buckets for that matter.
Yeah. Well,
The
this will be.
first year I did. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
The first year I did the buckets, I put my own compost on the bottom because I thought, the roots will go crazy to go down to that. Well, the water just ran straight through, and fertilizer went straight through. They didn't do too good, so I just put all soil in my buckets last year, and they did wonderful.
Yeah.
Didn't have to water as much, other than we had like 3 months of a drought, so
Yeah.
but it was a lot easier.
Well,
Yes, my Alabama farm life said mulching over winter helps fill your beds a little bit. And it
Yeah.
does. We have our leaves that we gather. Leaves are Worth's nemesis, man. He's out there trying to get leaves off his lawn all the time. But we can gather them and put them in the garden and on the garden and in the beds and all those types
Yep.
of things. And that's a natural cover.
I
that's what we did.
I
Yeah.
miss my leaves.
Oh,
Well, you can come here and get all you want, Charles. I've got
Right.
for share.
just saying. I got cow patties and sheep manure. I was like, oh, great, we're getting sheep. I have all this manure. Well, you got to find it.
Yeah, that's
It's
the
out there,
trick.
just walk around.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
So we're going to have some really rich soil in our pastures.
Right. Before we get going, did we want to do the weekly giveaway?
Hory, I win.
Yeah, you're-
Yes, we do. And Jan's excluded from, she's special guest, so she's excluded from the wheel.
Hey, now, Lisa, get that stick and slap him real quick.
After we get off live,
Well,
yeah.
Well, before we stand, go ahead and tell us, Jan. I don't have one of those.
I ain't got one of those. I
Update
ain't got one.
video, you're on the wheel.
Yeah, if you did an update video, you're on the wheel.
Well, I didn't.
there we go.
That's no fair. I can't do it. Yeah.
And
This is gonna
tag,
be- this is
Gotta
gonna be
stay tuned for the monthly then.
yeah, hashtag Survival Seeds 2025. Very,
Yeah.
very important to do that.
Yes, talking about the
Yeah.
hashtag, there
One
can't
word.
be any spaces in between because we had a couple videos that had the spaces and so they didn't show up.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I used-
hashtag survival is a massive tag.
Yeah.
I
So,
did see some Minecraft videos in the
I know.
hashtag again, and some about a dinosaur.
Yeah. Well, YouTube has its own playlist where you just type in the search bar hashtag Survival Seeds 2025. But we also have a playlist on VC Family Homestead. And so we ask that when you do make your update videos or any type of videos that are going towards the Survival Seeds 2025 collaboration, that you go to survivalseedscollab, right? .com
Indeed.
and
That's
enter
page.
your video link in on the web page, and that
Okay.
way
And then we can stick it on this. Oh, it's not showing. And then we can put it on this list. I don't like that it's not manual anymore,
yes,
or that it's not automatic.
Okay.
And this is on the website, and these are the links to the playlists, and you can just watch them for cool information.
absolutely.
I'm
And
gonna
while I'm, hold on, does this work? No, it doesn't.
But it gives you an opportunity to as well, even if you're not growing or you are, it doesn't matter. The end of the month giveaway is fabulous. And so if you go down the playlist and comment on everybody's video, a
Right.
unique and meaningful comment, then
fine.
you have more of an opportunity of winning because a lot of them are picking from the comments on people's videos that are out
Yeah.
there.
Right. And
Well-
while hold on. And while I'm here, I'll bring up your screen in a second. Oh, that's the wrong tab. And while I'm here, a special shout out to our sponsors, Freedom Reserve Cattle, Rainbow Seeds, From Seed to Spoon, Vineyard Chicks, and Xpest. Thank you guys so much for all you do. We really appreciate you guys. If you would like to see more information about the sponsors, just go to survivalseedscollab.com/sponsors.html. I don't know how to get rid of that. And there's little information about all of them. And these images over here are links that lead to their website. So go check them out. All of the sponsors are awesome. Give me 2 seconds. And there we go.
There we go. So this is the prize wheel. So that we're going to spin to see what prize we're going to be giving away this week. Y'all ready?
Woohoo!
All right. Now let me shuffle it about 50 times. And then no, here we go. We're going to give it away. Or check and see what we're going to give away here.
Yeah, we got some people that are interested
Gotta
in
get rid of
watching
these
the Super Bowl,
leaves.
probably.
So if you want to bid on, you want to have a chance to win something off this wheel, you have to put in an update video
Between Sunday
from
to
Sunday
Saturday.
to Saturday. All right. So this is going to be,
Ooh, gardening tips.
Hey.
Cool.
this is what we're
Nice.
giving away today.
Ooh,
Nice.
thorn proof.
Snazzy.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's helpful.
snazzy.
Wonder what makes them thorn proof.
Well, they're thorn proof if you don't have any thorns in your garden.
And they're not inside the glove. So
And then that's love.
Yeah.
So there you go. So
I like those. Oh, a 3-pair. That's
three
cool.
pair. That's right. Three
That's
pair.
nice.
Whoa.
All right. Let me.
Okay, now
All right. Now let's go over to the selections for this week. All right. So let me shuffle it up and deal. And these are the ones that submitted this week. And we'll find out who the winner is in about 2 shakes.
yes,
3, 2, 1. Here goes.
I know Bob from
This
Robin.
week's winner is.
Not Jan.
Tragic.
Oh, it's hanging out in Angel's garden.
All right.
Oh, yay.
She's in.
So this
We'll have to comment on her.
California deer. Yeah, that's
I
California deer.
love that cat.
There's Boo Boo.
Yeah.
That's Boo Boo. Boo Boo's
Yeah.
the boss.
This cat is everywhere. This cat goes around the whole property. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Boo Boo tells her what to do. I can tell you.
Yeah. So anyway, so congratulations to Angel, right? Is that her name, Angel?
Angel. Mhm.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yay.
Congratulations,
And
Angel.
thank you for hanging out with Angel.
And if you will email lazydaysahead at 1031@gmail.com.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's a new one. I don't have her address.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, a huge thank you to Recyclable Homestead. We really appreciate your donation. I don't know why the automatic thing's not going off, but
Yeah,
thank you
it's not-
so
yeah.
much.
It must be something that needs to be.
It hasn't worked for any of the super chats tonight. It worked for the membership announcements, though.
I did hear that on this with this new program you're using, if you go up above $9.99, go like into $199, it works perfect.
Oh.
That does not sound like an
That's a lie.
experiment I want to happen.
That's
Or
a lie.
somebody's
Tell us all about it.
probably hit the button somewhere.
We got to watch out for Doe. She's watching.
And
That's the
Jamie's
go-
Country
that's the
Living. Thank you
department-
guys so much
That's the
for being here.
Department of Giveaway Efficiency. So he's
Oh, my
basically
goodness.
he's basically our police.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So that
there's
was
YouTube
fun.
Police. Now there's a Doge police.
I thought it was like a dog. I just assumed that was like a thing.
Department of Giveaway Efficiency.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But that's all we got for tonight. So thank you guys so much for being here. We really appreciate you guys.
Thank you for having me.
I think someone texted. They wanted to know what you were going to say before the giveaway.
Me?
Yes, you.
Oh, I'm gonna. So I have videos. I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna do a video on one seed. Okay, you guys. Today I am not growing the seed, but I will be growing this. Another video. Okay, you guys.
Today I'm not doing with Miss
Oh,
Jan.
I'm on that wheel.
That way you'll be on the wheel like 8 times.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But just remember, if it's a short, it goes on the short wheel, which we draw on
Which
into
is
the
all-
month.
Oh,
Yeah.
now you know I can talk. I can make
Oh, I
that
know.
30
You
second
talk.
video 8 minutes.
You just proved it this last 2 hours.
That's right.
It was great. It was great. And
That was great.
Wonderful.
That was
Always
great.
love talking to you, Miss Jan.
Yes.
Oh, I love you guys.
Give your sister a hug
Nothing
for us,
simple
please.
about Jan. Not
Give your
a thing.
sister a hug for us, please, Jan.
No.
No.
You want a hug? You come here to Missouri, buddy. Because I ain't giving her one.
Yeah, no. She has to stay in the closet.
She aggravates me. And now she's in that collaboration with the Butlers. Ay, 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 ay.
That's
Oh my
right.
god.
Like a monster has been created. So let's just say no, Jesse.
That's
Okay.
fun.
Oh.
Well, girls, it was wonderful again.
Yes, it
What a
was.
fun night. Thank you for having us.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you
being
guys.
here.
Thank you guys for coming up and hanging out. Thank you guys, everyone in the chat.
I can't
we're
tell if
good.
we're lagging or everyone's lagging.
Update.
But assuming you guys can hear us.
The Eagles are winning 17-0 right now. Update.
Yeah.
For real?
Sweet.
It's
For real.
For real.
Oh, it's going to be a bad night in Kansas.
Okay, I got to go check out the commercials then.
All right, I'm out of here. Y'all have a blessed week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Love you
Good
guys.
night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Maybe a week ago when we muted when she
Wow.